A deepening crisis. The officers issue a strike notice as doctors day 13. Tapping. President Ruto directs state agencies with money making at 80% of profits. There of sign language docket our socials at KBC. William Ruto has directed all semi-autonomous to be remitting 80% of profits after tax to the National Treasury. Chairpersons and chief executive officers of parastatals in Nairobi, Kenya, said the institutions belong to Kenyans returns for their investments. Here is that.
In a meeting held at State House, President Ruto pointed out in the use of public funds, stressing that the recurrent budgets must undergo rigorous audit to stamp out corruption.
Nothing. They just take away what we need for our water, what we need for electricity connection.
That are making losses. They have no intention of doing anything. Please.
President Ruto further advised parastatal CEOs to find optimum ways of running operations and maximize. The President directed that the government, including state corporations, and that the expenditure must never exceed revenues collected by autonomous institutions to cut their budgets by 30%.
We must cut down on our. We must rationalize. We must be efficient. We must deal with pilferage and wastage.
The President further directed commercial state corporations to remit 80% to the National Treasury as regulatory institutions 80% of their surplus funds.
We are going to services that the people of Kenya expect of us, their taxes well, reduce on borrowing.
President Ruto has urged Kenyans to enlist on enhance their skills. The president was speaking at the center at Nyamira National Polytechnic. Regina Manyara edition.
Let's take you now to Moranga. Are investigating an incident where two people were cold blood by a suspected serial killer. The suspect, who's an ex-convict, had served the related cases. The residents who say that they're living in security apparatus to assure them. The suspect allegedly vowed, believe it or not, people in the area. The serial killer still remains. Also is on that security bit.
Gitugi Ward, Mathia constituency, Muranga County, are living. Serial killer allegedly hacked two men to death. Lillian Kamau, killed by the serial killer, could not bear the loss.
Huwezi kujua ni nani. Kishwa yote. Kishwa huko.
Na huzuni mwingi. Agulia tulikuwa tunasaidiana.
Residents say the had served 7 years in prison for Joseph Gaita.
Kwa serikali tunaomba tupe haki ya hawa vijana wetu, juu walikuwa vijana wani hawakuwa na uchokozi na mtu, hawakuwa na ubaya na mtu. Sasa ilifanyika.
Tension is high in the village after the suspect, with investigations ongoing to establish the motive behind his
Kana kuna watu wengine alikuwa ametaja. Sasa ama anaweza rudi achukue hao wengine.
Sasa tunaomba serikali mtu hapa.
Kwa kijiji watu wanahofu bila hawajui nani kuelea hiyo mambo.
The serial killer is still Timothy Kipnosu for Prime.
This might be heading to the worst, with the Kenya laboratory officers becoming the latest health workers. Notice the medical laboratory officers want served under the Universal Healthcare Coverage Program confirmed. Kenya Union of Clinical Officers has already issued a one-week today, Monday, while doctors' strike enters its 13th.
Doctors in Nakuru County talked to meet their demands as the national doctor strike entered.
The national government and the county government will have a shortage of doctors. Unless more doctors, as per the CBA, as per the WHO, we are not going back to work.
A similar scenes were witnessed in Meru County, not to go back to work until the government fully implements the bargaining agreement.
A majority of these people are doctors. They are doctors who have just cleared school, but they are languishing at home because the Minister of Health has posted them to do internship.
And matters in the any better, with the Kenya National Union of Medical Laboratories their clinical officers' peers in issuing a one-week strike.
Recognition agreement request in 2021. Today is 2020. Follow-up letter last year, July 13th, to the ministry. Fortunately that they have never responded back.
For Prime Edition, I'm Joe.
Lamu County government misappropriated 108 million shillings. This is according to probing the usage of the funds in the financial one, which is unaccounted for in the audit. Governor Issa Timami was hard-pressed to were utilized. Here are the details of the probe of Parliament.
I think it is strange that so that money was collected and stolen by county officers, because then we cannot confirm that the one was a true reflection of what was collected.
Governor Issa Timami told the committee the loss of shillings in on-source revenue happened before his tenure in office.
Governor, I must reprimand your officers for not providing supporting documentation. But you seem to be aware that there were two members of staff involved, and another was a man. And what I can confirm is right now in service.
The Auditor General in his report said the completeness and propriety of the funds could not be confirmed. Alleged two county officers who were fired for alleged books from the devolved unit. Meanwhile, the Teachers Service area was before the Senate Committee on Trade, where Teachers Union NAT following an uproar over proposed amendment to the Service Commission Act of 2012.
We are still engaging. We have actually invited all the unions again.
Mashere dismissed claims the teachers. Abdiaziz Hashim for Prime Edition.
Let's move into the corridors of justice. A 221 million against Trans Nzoia Senator Alan Chesang adjourned prematurely after the senator failed during the hearing of his case. Chesang, who attended the from abroad, could not be reached in the afternoon. Magistrate Lucas Onyina to suspend the sittings. A warrant of arrest has been issued against business tycoon Devani for failing to honor court summons. More of justice segment.
The senator has from after his lawyer said he was in Switzerland for parliamentary business. During the afternoon sitting did not augur well with the prosecution, who demanded
and identification parades for another day, so that we will have moved forward and taken care of all the other interests.
The court directed the hearing 7th of June 2024 and the senator be physically. Tang is accused of allegedly producing a fake purchase order worth 210 million shillings. Creator of McKinney Motors Limited. Elsewhere, a warrant of business tycoon Agnesh Devani after he failed to appear in court in fraud case.
Say that decidedly there has to be a fair justice and under no circumstances lost to the accused person.
The prosecution told senior principal it was the second time Devani had skipped court, refusing his company Triton to defraud Kenya Commercial 5 billion shillings. Finally, 3 businessmen defraud an Asian investor 60 million shillings to supply lands on a bond of 3 million shillings each with a surety.
Subject to photographs of the same being they are required in evidence.
Riga for Prime Edition.
Now, thousands of mourners in Ngema village in Githunguri constituency that to pay their final respects to renowned social Brian Chira, the 23-year-old in a road accident on the night of the 16th. Digital content creators ceremony to push for the promotion as a tool for job creation as social change.
Phones, video cameras, and any device. This was the spectacle that was the battle of Brian Chira's most popular TikTokers.
He will be remembered by very famous faces. My name is Brian Chira. Na kama wewe si pesa. Yes.
The renowned TikTok stars send-off Kenyans who are here to pay their last respects.
Nephew, born of my firstborn sister, and a loving son. He was very obedient and kind.
In one, Chira never shied away from controversy, earning him admirers and critics alike.
We loved Brian. For me, he was like a son.
Mr. Miss Venyalika anajiintroduce.
My name is Chira.
Online.
We know that, okay, fine, he was struggling with alcohol, and what we would like to tell people is that recovery is possible.
Following 7 million shillings had been raised to facilitate his burial. Analysts say the quick mobilization of resources shows how big of an influence social media
clearly shows that you have to move with the times, if nothing else, to keep on trend and to keep up with the current generation.
Brian Chira signs out commanding just as much popularity as he did in life. For Prime Edition, I am Edward.
Of course, may his soul rest in peace. Digital content creators attending that funeral, pushing for promotion of social media as a tool for job creation. Segment, my colleague Wairi Munjenga will be hosting engineer John Tanui, Permanent Secretary, ICT and Digital Economy, and they will be discussing. It would be good to hear what he has to say about that push that content creators are advancing to promote social media as a tool. Now, Rongo University has been closed indefinitely. The University Senate directed in a memo that students should vacate the premises immediately. These and more stories is round up.
Rongo University Senate at a meeting held today resolved that the university be closed indefinitely due to ongoing unrest as a result. Through a memo, students have been asked to move out of the campus immediately.
We have closed for the safety of those same children because we didn't know what might happen. Inform the students the parents when their students will be required back.
Elsewhere, a section of in Thika constituency that is set for a 50 million shillings upgrade have weighed into a row of hushul constructed between the national government. They have decried politicization of the project, saying it is derailing its implementation at their expense.
Sasa hiyo soko imekuja imebadilika, inapigwa. Tumeandika petition tukiwa request wakiwa wote hizo ofisi zote 6 wakuje waketi chini watufafanulie na nani na inajengewa nani.
Meanwhile, Kisumu Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o has hailed the impact of the Huduma Mashinani strategy that the county has adopted in a bid. The strategy seeks to create a bridge between members of the county executive and residents through an open dialogue platform conducted at the sub-county. And Nyandarua County government workers are protesting over what they term as lack of proper treatment by the county government, which they say is not in line with the principles of public.
Kuna wafanyikazi wetu ambao hawajalipwa na wengine wanalipwa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba kaunti yetu na national government itafute suluhu la haraka baada kutendewa vyema.
In Nairobi, residents of Patanisho Kayole are calling on the county government to move with speed to end the ongoing conflicts between two groups in the ownership of a piece of land.
Na tunaomba county wachukue makaratasi zetu na wachukue za wale. Waseme ni gani genuine. Sema tutaridhika lakini.
Elsewhere, Baringo leaders have called upon the government to help end insecurity cases, which have so far left 2,700 families displaced, 20 schools closed, and 3 locations deserted owing to banditry. In Mombasa County, women have come together to form a circle that will help women invest in different projects and offer job opportunities. Prime Edition.
Well, from the counties, we come back to the studio. The digital content, we saw what they said. Brian Chira, of course, was a content creator who died in a road accident. And I believe that will form part of the conversation that we'll be having with Engineer John Tanui, PS of ICT. Advancing, they're pushing for promotion of creating jobs.
True, that is the conversation that's with the PS for information. We'll be looking at the concept of digital and also demystifying that, and also looking at catalyzing. That is a conversation that we'll be having later on with the principals on digital economy matters to take us through that and on digital content, Tom.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
My name is Kilifi County. I'm at the moment at the PG in Kipingo, the only in this region. I don't know if there's anywhere else in the world where you can the wild animals and mingle together. We have a lot to offer, beautiful beach, tourism sites, the Gederui, the Hell's Kitchen in Marafa, and many other places to visit.
Kwa majina
Nilikuwa mshindi wa Suzuki Wagon R Jenge na Moto. Siri ilikuwa nilicheza na nikawa mshindi. Pia sasa bado naendelea kucheza na naamini nitakuwa mshindi.
December 2023, Beatrice alikabidhiwa na kifungu Suzuki Wagon R kwenye campaign ya MOT, na sasa tuko na Toyota. Yake ilikuwa ni moja, alicheza mara kadhaa, akacheza tiketi zake kwenye draw na bahati sasa uko na fursa ya kuvuka na ma3 570 hash of May mwaka huu.
Cheza Lucky Game na tunakuhakikishia ushindi na kufikia mahali popote ulipo. Kumbuka kucheza 0 hash.
Welcome to Sensei Institute, mahali sa mkononi. At Sensei College, practical definition, accredited by the government and Sensei College offers all-round tailor-made to enhance your skills and give you the future you desire. We interior design, fashion and design, hospitality courses, trailer driving and defensive construction technology, CCTV installation, photography and video production, electronic courses and mechanic courses, agriculture, ICT, and many more. To enroll in Nairobi and Nakuru, all you need is your national Pema Do Best. Take advantage of our monthly kusort na skills. Sensei College, my skills, my...
What about her? Heroic acts, you know? She's changed the way she thinks.
Not at all. I almost killed her, but she will always be Miss Amparo, and I will always be Ruben.
I'm supposed to do to stop feeling what I'm feeling. That's my neck. Me. How did you get it back?
Be able to betray you? Look in my eyes. What I feel. You really don't plan to marry my daughter in the first. You're just making a fool out of her. Because I've never been more sincere. You just disappointed you now, because this time I'd like to forget you.
In the pursuit of greatness, WRC Safari Rally traverses Kenyan terrain through 5 stages. Path with diverse challenges that test the cars and the drivers. Strength, resilience, toughness, speed, and willpower against all odds. We launch with the Kasarani Super Special on Thursday, through Elementaita on Saturday, and beeline to Hell's Gate on Sunday, where the winner will be crowned. Highlights and competitors' interviews
Went empty and that's it.
As we race to the top this Easter on KBC Channel Sports Partner.
Good evening and welcome to Prime Edition. We change gears. Digital jobs and the development of quality ICT human resource is a prerequisite to the development of a robust digital economy, and investment is key in unlocking the numerous opportunities that come with the digital economy. And to talk more about that, we are joined John Tanui, who is the Principal Secretary for Information, Communication and Digital Economy. Welcome to our studios, PS.
Thank you very much.
Now you can start from what is considered a digital job. I know you have interacted with many youths. I know there's how you frame. I'd like you to explain to the mother down there whose son is telling her that she's going for a digital job. What is a digital job?
When we talk of digital jobs, largely you can talk of that you do behind a digital infrastructure. Means you can do over the internet, you can do using computers, and many ways. At times they are called IT outsourcing jobs, others are called IT-enabled services, others are called outsourcing.
Maybe you can paint for us a picture for the youth that you have interacted with in terms of how much they make weekly doing a digital.
First, let me explain globally. There are a number of changes that are happening that is creating huge opportunities in the digital space. We say the world is a global village, and indeed it has become a real global village because of the global connectivity that we have. The world is connected through the current network infrastructure we have in place. Kenya, for example, we have 6 ports under the sea, connecting Mombasa and the rest of the world. These make it very easy to connect any part of. Secondly, there is an advantage that we as a continent already enjoying. One of them is what we call the youth demographic. The youngest, actually the youngest continent with an average age of 19 years. Other countries have average age of 47, others approaching very strong youthful population. So the kind of opportunities that are coming now is because global economy, we talk about the economic growth. GDP represents how economies are growing. The data years, digital economy has been growing 2.5 times faster than the physical economy. So there is huge opportunity. And these kind of jobs now are available to be done from Kenya and from any other location for anyone across the world, and that our young people can access. So these jobs have monthly rates, others hourly rates, others are task rates. So they earn varies from what kind of job they are doing, the skill levels they have, but there are abundant of jobs in the digital space.
Okay, as you've indicated, there are digital space now. I'd like to know from your perspective, from your ministry, how many jobs you've generated so far on the digital space, and also at when it comes to partnership so that these young people can be able to get jobs remotely.
The bottom-up transformation agenda, one of the problems which had been identified was the issue of the need for creation of jobs because of the large number of youth that graduate from universities, academic institutions, and need jobs. So what government did is establish clear programs that will enable us to create jobs. Issues of agriculture, health, housing, but we have a specific area to address the opportunities in the digital. One of the things we are doing is, you've heard us talk about the 100,000 kilometers of fiber to be built. This is to enable us connect every part of our country. Opportunities available can be accessed by anyone. So if we build fiber to every ward, which is what we are currently doing, we've done quite a lot of work so far. This will open young people. We are carrying out digital skills training. We have trained over 500,000 youth. We have almost 140 young people already accessing directly, independently from digital hubs. We are working with Ministry of Education in TVETs, and they are able to access these opportunities. We are also having private sector. Their own business process outsourcing centers employing 1,000 youth, others 150 youth, others even 3,000 youth. We have others even in various parts of the country, largely in cities, but now we want to make sure these opportunities can be accessed at every part of our country.
So this 500,000 youth digital program or under the Jitume program, or I've seen another one as well as Konza Digital Skills. I'd like to know whether all of these good youth.
So digital skills training has been going on for a number of years. We have a number of partners who have supported us, and we have Mastercard Foundation has been one of the great partners who have supported us in digital skills for a period of time under the Achira. Also, the Ministry and Konza Technopolis who have come up with the Jitume initiative, and through that also they've carried out a number of trainings. They are part and DVET institutions, and they have set up Jitume labs in over 130 TVETs and carry out training. The School of TVET has carried out what we call training for trainers, so that we have those who can be trained as trainers to enable our young people access the digital opportunity. So it's not one program, several programs, and we have many other ministries, other partners who are also carrying on. Also private sector, because this is also an attractive business, that we have business processing centers that are driven by private sector, and you can go there, find 1,000 young people working. So they have their own specific training programs. Our aim is to be able to have over 1 million young people in digital space here in Kenya.
Okay. What of the Finya Computer Itoedola? I'd like to know where we're at with that program. I know it's basically new, but I'd like to know how many Kenyans have registered using that Finya Computer.
So the Finya Computer Tola Itoke is an initiative. It's actually a statement that His Excellency the President mentioned when we was of the centers in Nandi County, and this became a trending slogan, and we are very happy. Really showed the importance of the digital space, and it showed what is happening in terms of what the young people are having launches of these TVETs initiative digital hubs across the country. Even today there was launch in Nyeri, and we have stories, the young people themselves, their own personal testimonies. They say you cannot beat a personal testimony of opportunities that these young people have done.
Interacted with, and mostly the youth, they're all asking for a platform that houses all kind of high quality digital courses and provide access to remote job opportunities. Jira digital program as well as Jitume have that program where you can be able to get to your skills as well as a remote job opportunity.
Where to access? One, we've mentioned we are working with the TVET institutions. We have trained the trainers, and also within each of these TVETs, we will be at the moment over 120 have already been trained. We aim to train almost, we aim to train 600 in the phase one. Every TVET, the young people can access somebody who can guide them to navigate the digital space. What has come out is we have a great talent as a country. We have great talent in terms of the output of their work is good. And it's not only at the entry levels or at the digital hubs in TVETs we are talking about. We've been able to entities set up what we call development centers in Kenya. These are centers to develop softwares for global use. Who has established the African Development Center here in Nairobi with 500 young Kenyans who are software developers here in Kenya, and they tell us comparatively with the rest of the continent, they find the Kenyan talent really good. We have Amazon Web Services also launched a development center, and we are very impressed to see that such trend is moving on in the country. We've seen also the establishment of business outsourcing centers, and this is now a growing trend. We will be seeing more of these centers opening up, and the digital hubs that we want to open would like to link to also these private business processing or outsourcing centers, so that they can work in that or can enable more opportunities from the global space to be able to be accessed here in the country.
Okay. I would like to hear from you on how you're addressing access to internet, because it's mostly marginalized communities. How are you bridging that digital divide?
So what we are trying to do is, we already enjoy very good internet connectivity in most of our cities. If you look at connectivity to the submarine cable, we have enough capacity to connect to the international at Mombasa. And there are more cables. There are 2 more cables under construction. So we have global connectivity in a big way. We have already done connectivity in the country. From one city to another city, what we call backbone, metro, and last mile. So we are enhancing this now. We want to reach every ward in our country. And work is currently ongoing. We have changed the model. We are now using the Kenya Power National quicken our connectivity so that we can reach every part of our country. Where there is power, we want to make sure we can deliver over the power transmission lines. We are also looking at a solution so that regions that are a bit disadvantaged in terms of infrastructure like power, and they have set up and they are young communities, we can deliver using satellite. So we'll have visas that we can have them deliver this infrastructure.
Okay. Do you think it is time the education in terms of also upskilling strategies and digital transformation, in terms of how you are equipping students with digital to thrive in the future job market? I'd like to know how you are rethinking the education sector, and you've said earlier on you're partnering with the Ministry of Education institutions to upskill the students. I'd like to know, how are you responding to this digital skills demand?
Wairimu, skill is the key. Whether you are talking about an electrician, you are talking about a plumber, a building construction, or whichever space that we're talking about, we want our young people to achieve the skilling. So we have arrangement within government our skilling, so that these programs of skilling is aimed at meeting the global demands that we have and also the national demand. In the digital space, we are carrying out a coordinated training arrangement. We have ICT authorities within the Ministry of ICT, and it is also carrying out training programs, and they have enlisted partners to help them. We must target the entire population for digital skills because of the opportunities which are there. We target to reach 20 million. Now for the specific people who are looking for opportunities like jobs, now we prepare specific training programs. I mentioned about what we are to be able to have those programs. We are also looking at the expert level to attract more development centers in this country, trainings at the expert level. We also want to attract global software research centers here in Kenya. And that's why we have a new Concert Technopolis, the Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, being established with the support of many partners, and also many of our universities who have been Jomo Kenyatta University, Nairobi, Moi University, have done very well to position our country in terms of software development.
Where are we with the smartphones? Because we need these smartphones to conduct these digital jobs.
So to grow the opportunities in the digital space, we need smartphones, because that is the digital superhighway. When we talk about digital superhighway, we are talking about connectivity. But the individual, the citizen, will connect to the digital superhighway through a laptop, through a tablet, or through a device. Last year, we were privileged that the private sector now came together jointly with network operators and established a smartphone manufacturing facility in Kenya, and that factory is operational to help to ensure that more affordable devices, smart devices, are available for our people, because we have a broadband mobile in many parts of the country, and we have made many young people who do not have a computer, but they have a phone, and they are able to access digital to work. So what we want to tell the young people is that there is huge abundant digital opportunities in the digital space.
Okay.
What they need to do connect themselves with the TVET institutions, link with those who already have experience, even learn by themselves. Opportunities in the digital space.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you've indicated, there have been massive investment in the digital infrastructure. However, access to affordable internet, and I know you Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi hotspots across the country. But then again, how are you addressing this affordability of internet? So
why we want to have free public Wi-Fis, and we've laid a good number of them. Now with the accelerated implementation that we'll see more of these public Wi-Fis in the market and the public road stages. We want to the ecosystem to enable more people experience what it means to be in the digital space. We want that person who would normally digital space because of bundles, because of the cost, to start experiencing and knowing this digital space is not just for entertainment. You can access, be able to commercialize. You've seen even earlier in this program, there was a talk about by the creative sector about how or what we call social platforms to actually make money. That you can actually make money using the digital platforms like Facebook, many others, that you can actually monetize your talent. So this is the opportunities we want to show our people by establishing public Wi-Fis. But that public Wi-Fi, after you experience and you are able to gain some knowledge and experience how to navigate, you will even demand more time to a digital hub. And within a digital hub, you will now increase your competence and also improve in terms of your income that you can have. Now even have a fiber connected to your own house and you can work from home. So the nature of job is changing.
Okay.
And you can actually work from your house with the connectivity, and you can serve the global market from anywhere you are in the country.
But PS, as we come to a close, online scams, data breaches and malware attacks posing significant risks, particularly for individuals with limited cybersecurity awareness. I'd like to know from, as the government, how you do with cybersecurity.
Digital space, just like the physical space, has risk. Anybody doing business or transactions in the physical space, certain codes of protection, don't work in night or dark places. You must be able to have location. So in the digital space, the same thing, we are making sure the digital space for the country is secure. One, as a country, we have established the Office of the Data Protection. This is to ensure that the data, personal data of individuals are protected, and also that there is privacy. Ensures this ecosystem is better. Secondly, there is something about cybersecurity, and this is defense towards cybersecurity is awareness, training, to know in this digital space, not everything that you see might be the right thing. Somebody can prompt you to click something, but it's your personal information which can be misused. So awareness is the most important thing, and that's why we talk about digital skills. That's why we are talking we want to reach 20 million Kenyans aware of the very basics, that as you navigate in this digital space, there's minimums that you need to do. At the next level, we are also building security, because it's also a huge market opportunities in that space, and we are encouraging our young people to also build in cybersecurity, because those are some of the most well-paying jobs. The other thing we are doing in the digital space is that with renewable energy. We are endowed with hydro, solar, wind, and geothermal. And we've value to the global world. When the year Kenya has 93% renewable energy, it's something attractive. Global data center, because of all this data we generate, they need to be. We are telling the world, we can host your data here in Kenya. You can have it processed in a clean, using 100% renewable energy. now what we call the cloud data infrastructure to be hosted in this country. And this will also create other premium jobs in the digital space.
Thank you, Bwana PS. I know talk till this hour ends, but now we have to cut you short because of time. But that has been Bwana PS, who is John Tanu, Engineer John Tanu, who is the Principal Communication and Digital Economy, talking to us about investment in digital skills in unlocking numerous opportunities in the digital economy. We take a short commercial break, but
huyu hapa na anakugoja *57 option namba 4 na ujiingize katika draw ya kuvuka namba 3. Mshindi tunamtangaza 5th of May. Kumbuka ni 70#.
Cheza Lucky Game na tunakuhakikishia ushindi na bahati yako itakufikia mahali popote ulipo. Kumbuka 570#.
Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is Kenya's most trusted news and grow your business, acquire more clients, and reach new, diverse audiences by advertising. Connect brands to audiences that matter, driving results for brands and enhancing your current marketing strategies. We have packages for all needs, and no product is too small for us. Contact us today and capitalize power of radio, TV, and digital platforms. KBC, connecting Kenyans.
thank you for staying with us. Business news, and about 194,000 affordable smartphones devices have been assembled in Kenya since the official in October last year. Information, Communication and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo says the affordable smartphone production had a plan to expand the range of smart devices and electronics to be made at the Konza Technopolis.
Projects such as the Jitume Digital Program, launch of Wi-Fi hotspots, and 150 innovation hubs are part of Kenya's digitization efforts. Kenya joined the League of Smartphone Producers in October last year. Digital transformation in Kenya by expanding the local production of smartphones at the Konza Technopolis.
Moving forward, apart from that, we embark on manufacture of both computer hardware and computer software right here in Kenya. And requisite infrastructure within our Konza Technopolis.
Already, affordable smartphones are being manufactured at the East Africa Device Assembly Kenya, venture of local mobile network operators and international device manufacturers.
Create for the private sector to come in and invite in these spaces.
He was speaking during the launch of the university initiatives, where he emphasized the need to tailor opportunities online.
I want to appeal to the university to find ways and means, and we are able to support and available to support you, to ensure that on the systems that you have established here, this institution can also become earners within.
These innovations that we are launching today, whatever challenges that you have, we will be there so that we get to the next level.
Now, only 20% of businesses have registered waste management system days before the lapse of first of this month. The Kenya Revenue Authority is to ensure they integrate their invoice with its electronic management system in order to minimize invoice disputes. Of the 915, only 1,090,000, or rather 90.
And we have the simplified solution on USSD, that is star. And on that, you are able to actually get a KRA, which is KRA payments number 5. Select that, then you're able to register for eTIMS, and instantly. eTIMS is not a tax, it's just a and receipting, where we are just to be able to use in form of generating.
The fact that we are talking about the 31st does not mean that it is the end of onboarding. The only thing is that has to be on board so that they can support each other when it's accounting for expenses, especially when they purchase from each other, and when it comes to determination of their tax liability.
82 small have been trained and offered financing under foundation to help them grow their businesses. Managing Director Mary Mulili is urging women to apply in the 3,000 slots offered across Africa. Entrepreneurs.
The knowledge that they've tapped is very rich, even from where they are entrepreneurs and they have knowledge on.
Through the program, helped me understand formation standpoint, number one, and secondly, how do I partnerships.
Studio, we have Karen Kibet with the day's sports. My name. Have a good night.
Reason is a strong pillar of the Christian faith.
My house shall be a house of prayer, and into a den of thieves.
Here on KBC Channel 1, we have live programs to commemorate this significant season.
If I tell you, you will not believe me.
From movies to music, dramas to themed worship shows.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what you're saying.
We plan as we celebrate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Of the dead, but above all, the resurrection Savior.
Why do you seek the living among the dead?
And Kenya is watching. Sports News is brought Beat.
Leg of the FIA, the WRC Safari Rally, are close to completion. Electrifying showdown from the 28th to the 31st The event, which marks the 71st staging, is flagged off by President William Ruto at the Kenyatta Center on Thursday before traversing spanning several farms, ranches and conservancies and Lake Elementaita. An impressive entries featuring Thierry Neuville of Hyundai, currently leading the championship standings, and Sport Ford, aiming to score valuable championship. Fans will also have plenty to cheer for. Champions Carl Flash Tundo and Karan Patel leading the 8th.
Rain. So hopefully in Kedong, I keep the dust down at Kasarani. It's going to be a great rally. My advice to the fans, traffic, please, let's keep to our lanes. Traffic, it may take you an hour longer to get where you're going. Obey the traffic police. I highly advise. I think it's going to be a bit wet. Get umbrellas, get some for a bit of wet weather.
And all action will be live on KBC channel. Match of Team Kenya arrived home today from Accra, Ghana at the 2024 Africa Games. Athletics team, which in athletics competition is the latest team to arrive. Handball, hockey and volleyball teams which landed in Ghana. Kenya bagged a total of 37 medals at the 8 gold, 8 silver and 21 bronze medals.
In boxing, Edwin Okongo defeated Morocco on a split points decision of 3-1. First gold medal in the Africa Games for 17 years. Okongo plays for Kenya Defence Forces in the local boxing. Martha Amina won a bronze medal. Southpaw boxer Shukurat Karim on points in the semi. Kenya had sent a team of 4 boxers to the continent. Rongo, Amina Martha, welterweight Vincent Ochi, Abuti.
Team Olympic Davik, nimeona kuna kiwezekani. Hata kwa my fellow colleagues boxers kupush tu. Niliona miki vyangu kabisa.
Na asante sana pia kwa timu, kwa zoezi na kwa coaches pia kwa kona walikuwa wanaangalia za opponent na wanazitumia sana, wananiambia nazitumia.
Tumeweza kupata medali ya dhahabu baada ya miaka 17 na kupatia wachezaji wageni na zijazo ili tuweze kuwa na timu ambayo itatu kwa muda mrefu.
Meanwhile, the national Strikers also arrived home last evening after bagging a annual games. Wafalme bagged silver after losing by the final. The athletics team arrived home today from Ghana after competition with 6 gold, 6 silver. The gold medals came from Brian Komen in 1500 meters, Emilingi in the walk race, Beatrice, Janet Chepngetich in the 10,000 meters, and Aaron meters race. Kenya finished 10th overall with 2 gold, 8 silver and 21 bronze medals. Egypt 192 medals, followed by Nigeria with 100. Nora Mwangi reporting for Prime Edition Sports.
Thank you, Nora, for that report. More than 200 caddies took East African Hustler Caddy Golf Challenge held at the Club. The 2-day event brought together caddies from the East.
More than 200 caddies competed in the 2-day second Africa Hustler Caddy Golf Challenge, which ended today at the. Attending the tournament was Limuru Member of Parliament John Q. The caddy tournaments, Kenyan and East African golfers will opportunities while urging the Ministry of Sports to push the search of more talents.
By bringing them together, we are encouraging them to be organized so that they grow the sport, and also for us is to can help them to grow. We have an association, and that association is together so that even we can be able to raise the issue of health, affordable health and affordable housing, so that they themselves, they can also.
Winners of the event walked away with cash prizes and other giveaways.
Improve my games, my confidence to play golf. That I'm the person like others who play golf. Means it's golf is for the game of each person.
Let's try to be competitive, love each other, unite, compete. Yeah, that's it.
The two-day event for the East Africa community. Faith Akinyi for.
Thank you, Faith, for that report. Players drawn from retired National League legends will compete in volleyball. Kenya Pipeline Company celebrates its 50th anniversary, with the Kenya Volleyball Federation in sponsoring the 3-day volleyball KBC at 50 volleyball extravaganza to the 7th of next month at both the Kasarani and Nyamira. It will also feature exhibition matches between high school boys drawn from the best performing schools countrywide. The volleyball team is a 7-time gold winner.
We actually get it from the schools. We bring them into our teams, we mentor them, we support them grow. So this is really very important because we are looking at a competition, but we are looking beyond the competition. Communities around in terms of bringing the young talent, considering the youth empowerment for the future.
Of their current affairs as much as history all along, because club is one of the oldest clubs. In 1984, 40 years.
Stories we had for you tonight, but Channel 1 will air live the WRC Safari to the 31st of March, and we will be events. That's the start and the podium finish and 5 live stages. So please keep it 8th of March. My name is Karen Kibet. Do have yourself a tomorrow with more sports news. For now, I hand you back to my colleague.
The higher you fly, the higher your win. Mozart Bet.
Now, the treatment has evolved over the years with a focus on restorative care. We had a sit down with Shivaram Ganesomoni, a leading oncologist from MGM Cancer Center in India. He spoke to us about methods of treating cancer. Let's.
So, what I would say as the first way to improve. There are doctors, and then there are patients. Some of them, a right person at the right time can make all the difference. Especially in a disease like cancer, which is very insidious. You do not recognize that you have cancer unless quite late in. Reaching out to the community directly and take away the stigma and fear of cancer. No, not at all. In fact, cancer, even the doctors treating cancer themselves, sometimes anything in an early stage is eminently curable. It is very, it is like putting out fire. Once the point in trying to put out a fire. So finding how and when cancer strikes. You don't know in Kenya, I've come to understand that men are very common. So we call very many types of cancer, but the most common cancers are usually cervical cancer. There is in fact even a vaccine to prevent HPV infection, which could potentially prevent. So that already compared to the last decade, already there has been significant progress made in Kenya. Along the way, we will see more progress. We have seen a few patients from Kenya who are coming, and when they come back and do well, the positivity. They know that what they thought is difficult managed. So that confidence is the first step. And you also see the people themselves. It is not fatal. In future, and have transfer of knowledge, holding hands, possible. And we are very much open to have people come. Healthcare professionals could visit us, could train, and collectively can make progress. Early cancers could be minimally. Advanced cancers could be downstaged by employing chemotherapy, achieving an optimal tumor response, and times, say 90% of the times, more than 90% of is possible. We don't resort to a mastectomy in our place. The situation was not like this. 2 decades, it was mastectomy. So we can see how we have crossed that path. The healthcare scenario in Kenya is something akin to what it was back. I'm stopping you with the word chemotherapy because we don't want. Chemotherapy simply means treating with chemical. It could be. So the word was actually coined. Penicillin was invented. That was called chemotherapy then. Real treatment, that is chemotherapy. Anything that you use a chemical is chemotherapy. Let's take away the fear and stigma of the word. Today, this is targeted therapy or immunotherapy. Targeted therapy went wrong. Why the cancer came, and we are able to find out what is causing this to grow. Target and block that growth so that the cancer itself. We study the DNA, we study the genetic material within the whether you will actually benefit, whether this therapy will select subset. The conventional chemotherapy is delivered to say rest can all be spared of that we don't exactly know what causes cancer. We have what all causes or what all predisposes to cancer. Generalize and talk about the risk of cancer. Risk. Anybody who is alive is at risk. So when it comes to breast, we see that it wasn't much of a problem a few years ago. It is increasing. Even within generations, we say in the last 50 years, terrible problem, more relevant. So why is that? Questions, we also get relevant answers. Probably the price that we pay for birth control parity and lesser age of first childbirth. These are all factors. To say that these are not really modifiable factors. But the prime reason why risk factor, the less activity. So being physically active is going to avoiding oral contraceptive pills, the earlier generation. And whatever we say, prevention, there is a very important is to check yourself. We always, even when somebody, we can always verify whether am I well. This is the relevant question that we need to start asking. Get a monthly breast self-examination. Yearly ones, go to a approved and get yourself checked. Get a mammogram. It's as simple as better outcomes because they are still growing. So their body, and they can take more doses of chemotherapy. So they see, often we talk about cancer as a terminal disease, but experience, most people who die of cancer, they die of their associated diseases. A 60-year-old likely to be a diabetic, hypertensive, with some cardiac ailment, some liver therapy and other treatment will further worsen that. So altogether, it's a deterioration. That's why we should focus on optimizing health rather than disease prevention. That's quite theoretical. It is never going to be in cases of cancer being transmitted by blood transfusion. But there could be a theoretical risk. But in any way, it will be, why I said theoretical, because you would accept them as blood donors first, in the first place. Myths are potential questions, not actual in practice. Often asked. We know that your lifestyle and diet is an integral reason why you trigger. So, conclusively know today is that red meat and smoked meat, barbecued meat, all the overcooked meat, which is causes a lot of. So that is one. And milk and milk products are going to be detrimental to overall health. Thieves, right? So we, in our place, we say the milk, flour, the refined sugar and salt. So these are all the whites. So we need to have them in moderation. Rates can trigger cancer is if you are taking, your body's insulin levels are going to be high and it's going to be there. Insulin is something that causes growth, positive growth factor, and a lot of cancers are insulin-like stimulus. And further, interesting to know that cancer cells can survive only on glucose, not survive on fats. So this is their integral mechanism. Thereby, they can use only glucose, whereas the human body is like a hybrid mechanism, or it can survive on glucose also. So diets which can be. So by this logic, having a keto diet or having low carbohydrate diet can definitely help, but there are no studies to find benefit in this regard. So milk is something that is unique and some domesticated animals. No other drinks milk from another species, not from, and no mammal takes milk as an adult. So man violates these fundamental principles and cancer. A lot of, again, peptides and proteins in them. So a lot of this autoimmune disorders could be, diseases could be milk-based. So plant-based milk improves the health for many people. Not been actually proven or implicated, but it could. So overall, it may be better to have these things. Empower yourself. Never fear. You fear. Fear kills away the or expedites the process. So anybody distress is not able to, is less likely to. So one of this, as well as being a patient, more knowledge, seek and learn, and participate in the treatment decision making. Right. So ask more questions and find out and be part of the decision making. So this helps, and also should be a vital support system here. And nutrition and your overall other health. Just because you got cancer, working out. Don't, if you are in all your routine activities, don't become a patient. Going to further decrease your prospects. One, have that positivity spirit, get a lot of knowledge, and all smiles, I've seen in general, when you look at we don't just assess the health, but also the, which I think is very important, very vital. We talk about three optimized: the physical health, and also the economic health. That is where the family, you should not be strained for resources for doing the right things. Vital. Surgeons, after general surgery, we have dedicated training, board exams to surgeons, surgical oncologists, and we stick on to doing only cancer surgery. Even further down the line, you'll be organ specific, because the future needs that. You need to have a job at hand and different specialists in the same hospital. Everything, a jack of all trades won't really help in the long run. Disease like cancer. So ultimately, matter of specialize, the faster, the better for the community.
Cancer. Well, that interview with Dr. Sivaram Ganesom wraps it up for us here on Prime Edition. On behalf of this, I want to thank you, including Susan Thuko, our sign language interpreter. My name is Mboya.
Kupata uchungu mtamu kama sikiza tuni yako 812*504#.
Wajua kuwa kuna uchungu mtamu. Bwana mmoja akaona kipepeo kichanga kikijia shimo la ukuni, akakitazama kwa huruma mno niaba yacho. Mwisho akaamua kukisaidia.
Pata uchungu mtamu kama sikiza tune, bonyeza *504#. *504#.
My name is Caroline Gatimu. I'll be navigating WRC in March 20. I'm getting used to it now. I know last year I was a bit challenging because I was the corners, but because she brought the car to the finish, I was confident now she can drive. So it's amazing experience being a navigator. It can be challenging, but since we want to want to pass on what we know to the chance to be able to learn how to drive. Everybody Give them the chance. If I can give a chance to anybody who wants to drive, just come. Chances to drive, and let's see. Of importance is to let the young ones. We started rallying in 2004. The 4x4 events. We started off with my husband in the 4x4. That's why affair. When I was young, I used to like to KICC, where we're going to be flagged off this year. Yay! So it will be nice. It brings back those memories of Shekameta. You know, and why I'm keep saying Shekameta, because that was her best. It traps onto you, and then as we've gone along the for events, we moved on to the cross country. Then we needed more NRCs. Then we went down to now we're doing the WRC together. We've done the RXs together. There's an April funds.